If you've ever struggled with eating before exercising in the morning, you're not alone. This is something I hear over and over again. Clients, friends, family members, all saying the same thing. I just don't feel like eating in the morning. The reasons vary. Some people feel like they can't stomach food first thing. Others say they simply don't have time. And some are haunted by a bad experience like cramping, nausea, or an unpleasant stop in the bushes that's made them wary of eating before a workout. Whatever the reason, skipping food before exercising in the morning is so common. But here's the thing, eating the right food in the morning has the potential to significantly improve your performance, recovery, and even how well you manage food later in the day. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why fueling up in the morning is so powerful, strategies to make it work for you, even if eating first thing feels impossible, and practical examples of what to eat to boost your morning workouts. Hey, and welcome to Vegetarian Health and Longevity, a podcast by Hurry the Food Up, where I cover topics that help vegetarians live longer in better health. I'm your host, James LeBague. I'm a registered sport and exercise nutritionist and advanced clinical practitioner in family medicine. It's my pleasure to interview expert guests, share my own experiences from working with patients and clients, and demystify some of the nutrition fluff that's out there to give you practical, take-home information that you can use to live a healthier life. Let me start by saying, I get it. I used to skip breakfast before my morning workouts too. I didn't do it every time, but for years I'd put on my trainers and I'd head out on an empty stomach a couple of times a week. I loved how light I felt, knowing there was nothing in my belly that might cause discomfort. Most of the time this was fine because my runs were short and easy, but there were also times when I'd attempt harder sessions, like intervals, without eating anything. At the time, I thought I was saving time and avoiding potential stomach issues, but I noticed something strange. After those hard sessions, I often got sick. Not every time, but frequently enough that it became a pattern. At first, I blamed my job. Working in family medicine means being around sick people all day. But eventually, I realized the connection. Those fasted workouts, combined with the stress of intense exercise, were leaving me more vulnerable to illness. Looking back at it now, with years of experience as a sports nutritionist, it all makes sense. Exercise without eating, especially high-intensity workouts, creates a perfect storm of physical stress and depleted energy reserves. This got me thinking about fasted training as a concept and what's really happening in the body when you skip food before exercise. Now, when I'm talking about fasted training, this means exercising after not eating for an extended period, usually about 8 hours or more. For most people, this means heading out for a morning workout without having breakfast. Some people do this simply because it's convenient or because they like how it feels, like I did. They're not thinking about it from a scientific perspective. Others, however, deliberately train fasted because they will believe it will improve their fat burning ability. Now here's where things get interesting. When you train in a fasted state, your body adapts by increasing its reliance on fat as an energy source. This is an evolutionary survival mechanism designed to keep us going when food isn't available. And it's true that fasted training can temporarily boost your body's ability to burn fat during exercise. But here's the catch. While this might sound like a great way to burn more fat, which is what most people want, research shows that it doesn't necessarily work that way. Studies suggest that these short-term increases in fat metabolism don't translate to long-term benefits for performance. In fact, fasted training, especially at higher intensities, can actually hurt your performance and recovery. It's so important to highlight that burning fat for energy during exercise is not the same as burning extra body fat. And this is what many people get wrong when they think about weight loss. The overall amount of energy you expend burning fat in a fasted state doesn't translate into burning more calories in any significant way, and it's the overall amount of calories you burn in a day that determines weight balance, either loss or gain. Now, that's a slight tangent for this episode, but it's not one I can pass up on. And by the way, if you're trying to lose weight and aren't seeing results, check out a free meal plan as part of the Vegetarian Protein Fix at hurrythefoodup.com/try. That's TRY. It includes a shopping list, super tasty recipes including ingredients and instructions, and it has all the meals planned out for you. So head to hurrythefoodup.com/try to check it out and start losing weight with the veggie diet. To understand why eating before exercise is important, let's talk about how your body stores and uses carbohydrates. When you eat carbs, your body converts them into glycogen, which is stored in two main places, your muscles and your liver. Overnight, as you sleep, your liver glycogen stores are gradually used up to maintain your blood sugar levels, but your muscle glycogen remains largely intact because you aren't flailing your limbs around while you sleep. And this is why it matters. When your liver glycogen is low, like it is first thing in the morning, your body struggles to maintain stable blood sugar levels. This can make your workouts feel harder and limit your ability to hit high-intensity efforts. And if you're consistently doing this without fueling properly, you may also increase your risk of illness or injury because you're putting your body under more physiological stress. This is why I recommend eating before most workouts, especially the harder ones. Not only will it help you perform better, but it can also help to support your overall health and recovery. Let's circle back to my experience of getting sick after fasted interval sessions. Oof, that almost sounds corporate, doesn't it? This wasn't just a coincidence. Research shows that moderate to intense exercise temporarily suppresses your immune system, making you more vulnerable to illness. Nutrition plays a huge part in supporting immune function. Carbohydrates in particular are critical for maintaining a healthy immune response during and after exercise. While there isn't specific data linking fasted training to a higher risk of infections, it's easy to see how the combination of intense exercise, depleted energy reserves, and higher amounts of stress hormones could tip the balance. There was a study that found that athletes following a low-carb diet experienced significant immune dysfunction. While this doesn't prove a direct link, it's another reason to consider fueling up properly before your workouts, especially if they're higher intensity. I've also found that fueling well before morning workouts helps to manage energy levels and cravings throughout the day. A common thing I've heard from clients is that the reason they don't want to eat is that it means they're finding a way to improve their calorie deficit when losing weight. But when we talk about how their appetite is later on in the day, it's humongous. They're craving food like nobody's business and find it a real struggle to manage what they eat, meaning it's harder for them to stay on track with their diet. But after introducing a carbohydrate-rich snack before their morning workouts, this issue will often completely disappear. I'm not saying this will always be the case, but I've seen it so frequently enough that it's another important reason to eat before your morning sessions. Alright, so let's get practical. If you're ready to give eating before exercise a try, what should you eat? Here's my basic rule of thumb. Aim for at least 20 grams of carbohydrates before your workout. Now you might be thinking, what on earth is that? This 20 grams of carbohydrates could come from a banana, around 25 grams of carbs, a small glass of orange juice, 20 to 25 grams of carbs, a slice of toast with jam, 20 to 30 grams of carbs, a sports drink or gel, 20 to 30 grams of carbs. The key is to focus on carbohydrates because they're what your body requires after sleeping, specifically your liver. Protein, fats, and fiber take longer to digest and can cause stomach discomfort during your workout, so I would suggest to avoid those with this pre-workout snack. If you're short on time or don't feel hungry, go for something light and easy to digest, like a gel or juice. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different foods and see what works best for you and fits with your routine. Fueling your body before your morning workouts isn't just about improving performance. It's about setting yourself up for success. A small amount of carbohydrate can make your sessions feel easier, help you recover faster, and should support your immune health. So take this as an opportunity to experiment. Start small, be curious, and find out what works for you. Track how you feel. I promise you, you will start to feel the difference, not just in your workouts, but in your overall energy and mood for the rest of the day. And if you did find it useful, please do give this a quick review on whatever platform you're listening on. It helps the podcast spread to more people, and it will only take a moment. So enjoy your carbs and enjoy your exercise.